how to get people to talk about your company, gossip about us, talk about us, but just do it in a good way. And so how do you stand out from your competition and have people talking about you? Well, you do that in our mind through stellar customer service. And so we pride ourselves in customer service, and then we track that and we measure that through word of mouth advertisement. So we have a way on Service Titan, you can do it however you want, that we ask our customers, hey, how did you hear about us? And they usually tell us Google, Facebook, whatever the case may be. But one of our keys that we look at monthly is word of mouth. One, because it's the cheapest. It's absolutely free. You don't pay $1 for that lead. But at the same time, it's also proof that you are doing and your team is doing what it's supposed to be doing, because so people love you so much that they're talking about you. Hey, use my guy, use my company. These guys are the best. They did this, this, and this. So this, and this. These are the 3 ways that we increased our word of mouth marketing or word of mouth leads by 500%. 500% by changing these 3 things. So what did we do to do that? And these are just 3 ideas. I think the key is putting yourself in customers' shoes. Where are the pain points? What are the issues? From a 32,000 foot level, you want to know what is going on if you were the consumer, why, and what would make you love this company. So one of the first things that we did is we drive value through free inspections. And you go, well, whatever, Jack, like that's not a big deal. It's just a free inspection. Well, the way that we frame this and the way that we focus on this is we go out to your house for a capacitor change and charge you a large amount of money. Like it's a decent amount of money. It's $150 or whatever. And a lot of companies will just leave. They say, hey, we fixed your issue. You called us out here for this. We fixed this. Boom, we're gone. Well, what we believe is we say, hey, we're out here. I don't want you to have to pay another service call. Let's just do a full evaluation of your system, right? You haven't got your maintenance this year, or you're a new customer. Like, this is what we do for our customers. You lost this capacitor, but why? Is there a reason behind that? So we'll check your capacitor, we'll check your electronics, we'll check everything else. Then we'll check your refrigeration levels. On the plumbing side, it's the same thing. Hey, we just changed out the garbage disposal, but do you want us to take a look at like your sink, making sure you're not having any leak points there? It is a reduced price because we're not driving back out there, but we are following an additional process to drive value for that customer. Because if you had a bad garbage disposal, maybe it's because somebody's dumping a ton of grease down there. And so rather than having to pay more money in the long run, you save yourself $1. So there's a whole script around that. You got to figure out your own scripts and where it makes sense. But I do think that driving a value, your team's out there, like give them the free inspection. So that one was a big driver. We found that we have a lot of customers that are really happy with that, because we're not just showing up, charging them $200, 10 minutes of work and gone. We're showing up, we're charging them $200. We're checking out everything else to make sure that they're still good. And then we go. The second thing, which we found drove a lot of value, was actually changing the call center and how it's structured. So most call centers, hey, your tech's going to be there between 2 and 4. They give you a call window. That's great. What happens if you show up at 4 or even 3:30? Because people don't understand 2 to 4. It's like when someone says it's $5.99. In your mind, you're thinking it's $5, but it's actually $6. And so when you have this ambiguity between 2 and 4, when they hear that, they think they need to be there at 2. I can't tell you how many calls we get that tell us, hey, you're late. And I said, no, it's a window. Like, it's 3. We still have an hour to get there, and the guy's 5 minutes away. But in their mind, from the experience standpoint, which is what we're doing, we're putting ourselves in their shoes. The experience standpoint, it's not a good experience, right? You've been waiting around, the guy's late, you're upset, you're mad, your expectations are off. And so what we've changed to is, hey, we're going to work you in today. What we can guarantee you the first call of the day. If you have flexibility, you don't want the first call of the day, then we're going to put you on a daily. And so people go, oh my gosh, that's so horrible. Like, they don't know. No, go about your day. How long do you need for us to give you a heads up before we get out there? People say, oh, well, I can get back from work, take my lunch break and get back home from work in about 35 minutes. So give me 35 minutes. Okay, sir, we'll give you that 35 minutes heads up. We call them. We're never late. We are never ever late to an appointment once we make that call, because we are already on our way or getting close enough that we can make that distinction, and we're just not late anymore. I thought initially people were going to hate that. I thought I would hate that, but it turns out that it's a really good tool. And the last and my most favorite thing we changed was one of the biggest pain points on an installation is you go out to somebody's house, you're installing a HVAC unit in their attic. Awesome, right? Big ticket item. You take 6 hours, we install the split unit, we leave, we clean up, and we're gone. Does the husband or wife, do they go up and look at the unit? Maybe. I don't think so, not usually. Maybe it's outside. Yeah, they'll walk out, they'll look at it. Okay, cool. But specifically on this one, we're talking about inside split units in attics. But what we noticed sometimes, what we got, not more often than not, but just like occasional feedback was, hey, they kind of left a mud mark. Well, were they wearing the booties? Yeah, they wore their booties. They wore the shoe covers. But like things just happen. The hole gets in the shoe cover. You get mud on the carpet. The attic ladder drops down. Insulation's everywhere. And so what we found is they won't go into the attic usually, but what they will do is they'll kind of walk the flow and they'll see if there's a mess left over. And so we were able to drive word of mouth, which people call us and ask about this, is we ask one question at the end. And that's one question: did we clean up after ourselves to your satisfaction? So we put vacuums in the trucks. The guys are expected to vacuum and they have to ask this question. We will follow up with customers and ask them, did he ask you if he cleaned up to your satisfaction? Yeah, he did. And I said he did, but really he didn't. And like, we just never have that. Like everyone's like, yes, you've cleaned it to my satisfaction, or no, like you guys kind of made a mess here. And at least before we just leave, we know we made a mess and we can take care of that. We can deal with that objection. We can even, call in a cleaning company for $100 to come in and vacuum up the whole house. So if you like what you hear, if you like this kind of content, comment below. Let us know what you want to hear about. Take a look at us at our podcast at Owned and Operated. Check us out on Twitter, The Wilson Co. and The HVAC Jack. Appreciate it, guys. You have a good one.